All right, hello guys, welcome back to this channel. This is CAC speaking. In today's video, we're going to be talking about name substitution, right? Name substitution, right? Before now, when we talked about name substitution in the previous portal, I even made it as a paid course where people have to pay to learn how to carry out name substitution for their businesses. But in this particular portal, I'm going to be making a free video which you're watching right now on how to carry out name substitution for any of your registration. I'm walking you through a practical guide. Whenever you see me with my headset, I'm here for a practical guide, right? So without any further ado, before we go into the video, subscribe to this channel. Make sure you click on the notification bell and make sure you like this video that you're watching so that YouTube can recommend it to other viewers like you that will need this video. So let's go into the video. So the first thing you want to know is that why should you carry out name substitution? So there are different reasons why name substitution will be carried out. And name substitution is only available for you that is carrying out a registration process. So if I reserve the name was reserved and the registration started, and for one reason or the other, I needed to change the name. And what are those possible reasons? The first reason could be that you no longer need that particular name, or some things came up and you feel that the name arrangement or the name type is not longer fit for you during the course of registration and you want to change the name. Two, CAC might recommend that you change the name. Why? Because at some point in time, after, I don't know if this will continue anyway, after the name was reserved initially, they noticed that, oh, there's already a business registration in that name or in a closer name that will have conflict of interest with your own new registration. So they will recommend that you go for a name substitution. And the last part, or which I think the third reason, would be that sometimes your object would cause for a change of name. What do I mean by that? The reason could be that you are registering a business and you decide to reserve a business called so Bureau de Change Enterprise, or so Bureau de Change Limited. You understand? What I'm trying to say is that you are trying to pick a niche which has a higher minimum share capital, right? So you were not aware. So when you were carrying out your registration, they now queried it that no, this company you are registering should have a minimum share capital far more than 1 million that you are using, or 10 million that you're using, or 20 million that you're using. And I tell you that to go for a minimum share capital of about 100 million, 500 million, or even or even 1 billion as minimum share capital. And you know in your heart of hearts that you cannot afford to carry out the registration at that particular fee. So you want to compromise on your objects, you want to remove some object, you want to add some new object for that particular business, and you have to change the name because the name is reflective of what the business is trying to do or what the object of the business is. So in that instance, you need to change your name. That means you need to do a name substitution. And the final part, which is the bonus part, is that for a name reservation, for a name requiring consent that you are carrying out, and you notice that there is a need for you to change the name, you can also carry out name substitution for that. Now, having said this, let me show you how name substitution is work, and I'll be walking you through this in different instances like I have mentioned in my example. So the first thing, if you come to registration, you would see that let's go to query the registration, because most times you know that you want to do a name substitution after you have paid for it. You understand? So you don't have to necessarily carry out name reservation for a name registration that is currently under pending, under not submitted rather. So if it's not being submitted, then you don't have to carry out a name substitution for it. So it's only after you have paid for it and you want to change the name. So it's either going to be in pending application or most times on queried application. So if I click on queried, for instance, this particular business name has been queried. So let's look at how it's done. You click on action and okay, this one doesn't have modification for that. Let's look for a company in this illustration. Okay, this is an incorporated. So let's see action. You can see name substitution action here for a business, for an incorporated trustee, right? Name substitution. We want to click on name substitution. It will prompt you to carry out the name substitution. You reserve the name, new name, put in the name. You understand? The current name. You proceed to payment and you put in the name that you new name proposal and while you want the name to be, right? Then you make payment for it. That's how it's done for incorporated trustee. For business name, let's see. I'm going to show you. Let's see if all the queried ones we have. the queried one. So before now, let's go just a minute. So for a company registration as well, let's see if we can get a company registration around here. You can see this particular company registrations, this one queried, can also be it has been queried. You can see that it's putting MFB, and I think MFB always stands for microfinance bank, and it's actually a minimum share capital for microfinance bank. If you actually look into this registration and you view the query history, I believe this was queried because of the minimum share capital, if I'm not mistaken. Let's check and see. Unapproved principal for MFB in company name. You see that? So you see that. So the minimum share capital is required 100 million to about 250 million, and this person, I believe, is not ready to carry out that particular details to be able to reflect that, and that means that you have to be able to make that changes. So you might want to change, do a name substitution, so you can come here and carry a name substitution to remove the MFB, so you can just have Smart Pay Limited alone in the name or something. You understand? So for business name, let's check for business name as well. The functionality seems not to have been updated for business name registration. That means query for business name registration. You can see all the business name I'm pointing out. There is no name substitution here. So let me see another possible alternative walkthrough. So I also think now we've checked name substitution for business for company. It's available on the queried part. We've checked name substitution for incorporated trustees, and it's available on the portal. But why is that of business name not showing up? I've checked. There's no option for name substitution. But if you check, do well to drop me a link or a comment on the description or the comment section so that I can see. But the reason why I think the portal is not showing up the name substitution for business is because, don't forget, name substitution, name reservation now is a very strict process, and you cannot carry it out if your name is not acceptable by the AI. And don't forget that the AI has been strongly advised or strongly what's the word now, is it coded or programmed, yes, to verify names as much as possible to avoid them from scaling through if they are not qualified to be in business name. And what am I trying to say? For instance, if I go for name reservation and I click on name reservation right now, and I want to carry out a new name reservation, and I want to carry out a business name reservation for a sole proprietorship business, and I click on continue, and I type in Suleja MFB Enterprise. Let's see if it will go through. This is going to be, let's say, called orders. Let's put orders so that it might confuse the AI. Let's see if it will allow this to go through. So it's running a compliance check on the proposed name. You can see now the proposed name Suleja MFB did not pass the compliance check. Reason: payment service connotation. You see that MFB, it has merely tagged MFB as microfinance bank, right? That's the only thing that shows payment. So I need to go and carry out this particular name with registration for a company because of the payment gateway possible. I believe you understand what I'm saying. So there's more or less no reason why a name that is able to scale through the AI needs to be changed or substituted. I don't know, maybe they are still updating the functionalities. Hopefully, subsequently, they would update the functionalities for substitution. But for now, it seems as if there is no need for that functionality to work as at this point in time, because the AI is tight to be able to check through names and make sure those names that don't scale through would go through. So I believe you'll be able to see how to do name substitution for incorporated trustees and company registration. In the next video, I'll walk you through how to carry out company registration for your new business. Right? Without any further ado, subscribe to this channel. Right? I'll see you in the next one. My name is Ezekiel. Thank you and God bless you.